Okay, so yesterday was a good day doing these little petitions and stuff, just out of faith, period. What I'm saying? I'm able to be brought into the environment, to the same area, as you would say it. I'm trying vocabulary wise not to use big words because I feel like I'm stretching, and then I also know that I'm kind of being bound or placed in a position to just keep it simple. And I think simple is the best way to go about it. But anyway, mentally, I put out my asks, and spiritually, God puts into place those individuals that are compliant and that are in agreement with whatever I'm doing, whether they know it or not, or whether he knows it or not, or something like that. And I thank God for that, because it just works out so good. It's not gonna be easy peasy, but what God has done has made it easy for his plan to fall through. And anyway, long story short, I think it's a blessing for the individuals that I do end up connecting with on a day-to-day basis, and it's awesome. Long story short, but then of course it's going to extend over to a little bit longer. A gentleman walked up to me yesterday who was renting out an office space for $500. Mind you, 2 years ago I was looking for an office space similar to this. Now, because I'm more muscle, I'm more bronze than I am brain when it comes to doing business, then I had no idea how I could do it when it comes to trying to work out numbers in my mind and how I could make this thing work. It's pretty havoc. It's pretty hectic. But I think it was a blessing for him to walk up to me and just offer me that application when I was chasing cash down trying to get an office space. I knew that if I could find a space for $500 a month, and if I was lucky enough to have a shower in that mug, like, it was gonna be 24/7. I'm on the run with it. All business, all go. All I need to do is just zone out. Whether that may or may not be the right mentality towards doing business, or just living circumstances. But another thing is the whole idea of creating a staffing agency. If I were to put cleaning out of the equation, when it comes down to security, and when it comes down to cleaning, or when it comes to general labor and stuff, I think that this could be a possible easy adventure or endeavor if I were to do that. I just don't know if all the steps that I'm aware of are made possible. But I've worked for, I could say, three off the bat, three companies that I know that were successful enough to, have at least a staff of 50 to 100 individuals with a 3-man staff in the office. And I feel like, if I myself and 2 other individuals, or even myself with 1 other person that I know would dedicate their time to me part-time, I would come in the office, punch a few phone calls, and then hold a hiring event every 2 weeks. Something like that I could really make this thing work. Now, locking down contracts, on the other hand, is another situation. I think that I would have to go staffing if I were to do it. It's just all on locking it down and then not being too premature on the situation. But I still think that I don't want to guide my thoughts too far into that, because I feel like, I don't know. I just know that God is good. When I got the email, I was like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, cool. So, sometimes when you go out and you reach out and you search for something, you work for something, whether you're ready for it or not, it always seems to just pop up for you later on down the line. And, I think that's a blessing. Like the way he just walked up to me and he was just like, it was one of those things where, knowing who I am, I could have gotten cocky and be like, it's mine. This is mine. This is for me. But that's not the case. Like, when I opened the email today, it was just like, okay, thank you. I think it was more of a mental connection, and a gratitude thing with the higher power, with God, Jesus himself, Yahshua, where I was like, thank you. I know that this may not be the time for me, but at the same time, it's coming back into my, it's coming back, and that's a beautiful thing, considering the situation regardless, keeping your eyes towards the hills and thanking God for, all that is going on, whether I'm prepared for it or not. He has a way of letting me know that I'm still making progress, even though I can't see it or I can't feel it. So, we'll see where this goes. I'm contemplating on whether I should even fill out the application, or if this is the time where I go back to punching on numbers, because that's so much equipment. So, to be honest, I'm obviously not ready for it, but God is good enough to let me know that, he's watching me and he's paying attention to what I'm doing and, what I'm thinking and the things that I'm putting into my mind. And you know, what's important to me, and he's just good, man. He's just good, you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like one of those things where it's like candy over your head, you know what I'm saying? Where it's, here, look at what I got, look at what I got, look what you can't have. You know, it's nothing like that. I thank God for every single pop-up shop he does, you know what I'm saying? Every time he pops up with something like that, you know what I'm saying? Or even the situations where I don't get it, you know. I can't say it's one of those, oh yeah, thank you, you know, you said no, this is the time for you to say no, because I know that this really mine, or this wasn't meant for me. That's definitely not the case. But God is good, man, and I keep moving forward and just thanking God for what I have, and clearly what I don't. Anyway, all right, man, I'm over and out this thing. What?